Yo, what's really good, my people? Kiwami Games here. And yeah, I know it's been a hot minute, but boy, does it feel good to be able to talk to you guys again. Now, there's been a lot of changes within Masterduel, and today I just wanted to showcase two different builds that I'm currently experimenting with, which revolves around using the new engines such as FIENDSMITH and AZAMINA. So first, let's start with the FIENDSMITH deck. So let me show you guys the deck list that I'm kind of experimenting with. But honestly, I think that I might cut the FIENDSMITH engine from here, believe it or not, because as you guys gonna see in the replays, I rarely ever go into the FIENDSMITH engine. So like, I was able to do a lot of plays without relying much on it. So I think I might cut the FIENDSMITH engine, and I don't know, that might help bring the deck down to 40 cards as well. So we'll see. But anyway, so we have the Fiend's Fabulary, of course. We got the two familiars, one Glow of Bloom, two Maxis, two Retainers, one Ghost Sleeper Underworld Princess. This is gonna search you your Ghost Fusion. So that's another engine that I'm kind of running here, the Ghost Fusion engine. Then I have two Uni Zombies, and then I have three Ash Blossoms, one Psychic Tracker. You're gonna search this card with the Jam Dragon Drive, and this card can special summon itself as long as you control a level 3 monster. And then we have one Shadakusai, and we have one Wagon, and one Madame Spider. And right now, the reason why I'm having these two right here is because quickly I just want to talk about them. It's really up to you what you want to do, whether you want to run the Wagon or if you want to run the Madame Spider. If you run the Wagon, then you should definitely run the field spell because it can search it. And then by having the field spell, you're able to draw a couple of cards each time that you activate one of your P.U.N.K monsters. But if you want to have an extra negate, then you run the Madame Spider because she's going to search you the Dangerous Gabu, which is kind of like an infinite impermanence. So it's really up to you what you want to do. Do you want to draw or do you want to get an extra negate? Alright, and then with the Z Amen, we're gonna run 3 of them. Okay, then we're gonna have 3 Vampire Ghost, 1 Mizuki, 1 Vampire Sorcerer, 1 Banshee to search for our zombie world, 1 Deer Node. And I know the homie DC Play, if he checks out this video, he's gonna crucify me for this because I consider him to be the P.U.N.K master, the homie right now, and he is very adamant about always running 2 Deer Node in your P.U.N.K build. And I do agree with him. I do think that running 2, it's great because this card right here serves as an extender and all of that stuff. So yeah, but as I mentioned, I'm still experimenting with the deck. So for now, I'm running at 1. If I cut the FIENDSMITH engine, I might just throw the second one over here. But yeah, definitely 2. I'm with you, homie. I'm with you. So don't go too hard on me on that. All right. And then for the Ghost Fusion targets, we got the Chang-Chi. And then we got the 2 Engravers. Then we got the Doom King Baladrock. We got the Void. And we got the Foxy Tune, 2 Foxy Tunes. And then we got the Ghost Fusion, the FIENDSMITH track, the Zombie World, the Jam Extreme Session, depending if you're going to run the Wagon or not, the 2 Emergency Teleports, and the 2 Call by the Graves, and the Vampire Domination. And then for the extra deck, we got the Lacrima, the new lead Duke of the Mice, Royal Rare, Holla at Your Boy. Okay, then we have the Rising Carp, we got the Immortal Dragon, the Jam Dragon Drive, the Baron de la Fleur, the Psychic and Punisher, the Beatrice, the Vampire Sheridan, the Zombie Vampire, and we got the FIENDSMITH Requiem, the Vampire Sucker. This card, man, puts a lot of work in this deck, man. Vampire Sucker is amazing in this deck. And then we have the Sequence and the newly Flying Mary as well. This card right here is dope as well too. Helps you clean up bodies. And then we got the Vampire Fascinator. Alright, so let's show you some of the replays just so you guys can see what I'm trying to do with the deck with these newly added cards. How can I make vampires a little more competitive alongside with our zombie family? Alright, so for our first replay, we're going to go first, and we got the Xiamen. Okay, so we're gonna normal summon the Z Almond, search for the Foxy Tune, activate the Foxy Tune, sending itself and the familiar to the graveyard. Special summon the Shadowkuzai. Shadowkuzai is gonna fusion summon into the Rising Carp. Alright, and then we're gonna activate the Rising Carp, and we're gonna special summon the Deer Note, and we're gonna special summon the Wagon. And then here, depending what you want to run, if you're running the Wagon, you're gonna special summon the Wagon. If you're running the Madame Spider, then you're gonna special summon the Madame Spider. And then you're gonna search the corresponding card. So since we got the Wagon, we're gonna search for the Field Spell. Okay, then we're gonna activate the Field Spell, and then we're gonna go into the Jam Dragon Drive. Alright, then we're gonna activate the Jam Dragon Drive. We're gonna search for the Psychic Tracker, and then the Deer Note is gonna special summon one of our level 3 punks from the graveyard, so we target the Wagon. Alright, and then now because we have a level 3 on the field, the Psychic Tracker can special summon itself, and we draw a card with the Field Spell. And then now we can go into our zombie side of the deck. So we go into the Immortal Dragon. The Immortal Dragon is going to send the Ghost Sleeper, and then the Ghost Sleeper is going to search for the Ghost Fusion. And then here I get rid of the Domination so that I can special summon the Familiar. And the reason why I do this is because the Ghost Fusion is going to require for me to use a zombie monster on my field, and I don't want to get rid of the dragon. I want to use the Immortal Dragon because right now it's a level 3 tuner. So with this level 3 tuner and the level 8, I can go into the Psychic and Punisher. So that's the only reason why I get rid of the Domination, so it's kind of like a trade-off. Okay, and then we're also going to search for Void. Okay, then now we activate Ghost Fusion using the Familiar and the Chang-Chi. And because our life point is lower, I can banish a zombie monster from my deck. So I banish the Chang-Chi to go into the Dupe. Now the Chang-Chi can banish a zombie from my graveyard to special summon itself. Okay, then the Chang-Chi is going to send the Banshee to the graveyard. And then now with these two level 6 monsters, we can go into our Beatrice. Alright, and then now with the Immortal Dragon and the Jam Dragon Drive, we're going to go into the Psychic and Punisher. Okay, then we're going to activate Banshee, getting our zombie world onto the field. Okay, then now with the Beatrice, we're going to mill the Glow of Bloom, activate the Glow of Bloom so that we can special summon the Balladrock. Alright, and then we set our 2 Call by the Graves and we end our turn. Alright, and then now with the Beatrice, we're going to send the Ghost. And then this is just preparation for the Void during our next turn. Okay, so our opponent is playing the Exodia deck. Okay, so he's going to special summon the Millennium Shield, getting himself the P.U.N.K. Okay, then he's going to activate the Sengen. Okay, and then I'm going to decide to Ash the Sengen just to prevent him from getting extra bodies onto the field. Alright, and then now he's going to activate the P.U.N.K. so he can get his Unstoppable Exodia onto the field. Go ahead, bring that OG out here. Okay, then now he's going to go to the battlefield. That's going to trigger the Psychic and Punisher to gain attack. And because it's a zombie, that's also going to trigger my Doom King. And now with the Doom King, I can non-target banish the Unstoppable Exodia. Alright, goodbye OG. Alright, and then we draw into our Engraver, but I don't even need it, so instead I go into the Flying Mary. Okay, and then the Flying Mary is going to be able to put itself onto the Spell and Trap Zone, and when it puts itself into the Spell and Trap Zone, it can resurrect one of my zombie monsters from my graveyard. It has to be a level 5 or higher zombie monster, so we're going to go for our Doom King. Alright, and then now the Flying Mary has another cool effect that you can target one of your level 5 or higher zombie monster that is banished or in your graveyard, and then you can pretty much target a monster that your opponent controls, and if that opponent monster's attack is less than the targeted zombie monster, you can pop it. So it works great with the Psychic and Punisher because the Psychic and Punisher always gains attack during each battle phase. So with the Psychic and Punisher, you're able to pop just about any monster on the field. Alright, but this Millennium Shield is protected, so it doesn't get popped. So instead, I'm going to non-target banish it with the Doom King. And then I also activate the Duke of Demise, so that the Duke of Demise is able to banish itself from the graveyard. And then when it banishes itself from the graveyard, I can add back a zombie monster from my graveyard to my hand. So that kind of shows you more or less what the deck is trying to do. So let's show you another replay with the same deck. And as you guys gonna see in these replays, like I really go into the FIENDSMITH engine. So that's why I feel like, I don't know, do I really need the FIENDSMITH? Because it can also free up a lot of space in the extra deck. So if I were to cut something, I mean, I know the FIENDSMITH engine allows you to eat a lot of disruptions, and you know, it can bait out a lot of stuff, but I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so he's gonna activate the Dimension Shifter. That card can really screw us up, so I'm definitely gotta give it a finger. Flip the bird on him. Alright, and then now we can go into our Rising card. Okay, so with the Rising card, we're gonna go and special summon our Deer Node and our level 3. Alright, and then in this build, I wanted to show you the Madame Spider. So here I don't have the Wagon, instead I have the Madame Spider. So with the Madame Spider, I'm gonna search for the extra negate, which is our Dangerous Gabu. But you still do the same plays, whether you have the Wagon or the Madame Spider, doesn't really matter, because with either or you're gonna go into the Jam Dragon Drive. Alright, and then the Jam Dragon Drive is gonna search through your tracker, and then the Deer Node from the graveyard is gonna bring back one of your level 3s. Alright, and then since we have a level 3, the tracker can special summon itself, so now we can go into our Immortal Dragon. Okay, so now with the Immortal Dragon, we're going to send the Ghost Sleeper. Okay, then the Ghost Sleeper is going to add our Ghost Fusion. And then now, sadly, because I don't have another zombie on the field, I have to use the Immortal Dragon as material for our Ghost Fusion. Okay, so we banish the Chang-Chi from the deck, and we send the Immortal Dragon to the graveyard to go into the Duke. Okay, then the Chang-Chi is gonna banish one of our zombies from our graveyard, so just summon itself. Then we're gonna mill the Banshee. And then now here, I activate the Sorcerer, because the Sorcerer is gonna allow me to normal summon the Void without having to pay tribute. And then the Duke has another effect that it can allow me to have 2 normal summons pretty much. So now I can normal summon. So I normal summon Void without having to pay tribute. And now with these 2 level 8 monsters, I can go into the Zombie Vampire. Okay, now with the Zombie Vampire, we're gonna mill cards. Okay, now I can special summon the Retainer. The Retainer is gonna search me my Domination. And then now with these 2 level 6, we're gonna go into our Beatrice. Okay, then we're gonna activate Zombie World. Okay, and then now we're going to send the Retainer to the graveyard, special summon the Familiar. Familiar is going to search our Ghost. Alright, then we're going to send the Duke to Demise, sending the P.U.N.K to the graveyard. And the Demise has another effect that you can banish this card from the graveyard, then you can target a level 4 or higher Fiend or Zombie monster in your graveyard, and you can add it to your hand. So we're going to add back the Void, so that we can break our opponent's field with the Void, with the Sucker, and the Zombie World on the field. Okay, so you always want to try to have those cards. You always want to try to have Zombie World on the field, you want to try to have Sucker on the field, and you want to have Void in the hand and Ghost in the graveyard. And then here I bring back the Maxi so that I can draw a card, and then now I can play around Imperm and evenly match. Okay, and then now also the P.U.N.K comes back because we have a field spell up in the field. That's going to trigger the Sucker to draw a card. And this is what I mean, that the Sucker puts in a lot of work. Alright, so he's going to normal summon the Therizia. Definitely got to imperm that. Okay, and then now here he's going to go into the Typhon. I don't want him to spin anything back, so immediately I'm going to activate the Ghost in Graveyard, so that I can normal summon the Void and using his two monsters as tribute. Okay, and then now we special summon the Therizia to our side of the field. Alright, and he's gonna send for and pass. Alright, and then from here we're gonna go into our Flying Mary. Okay, and then with the Flying Mary we can bring back one of our level 5 or higher zombies. So first he's gonna activate the domain. I'm gonna Ash Blossom that. So he's gonna negate my negate with his negate, and then I'm gonna negate his negate with my negate, and then he's gonna negate my negate, trying to negate his negate with his other negate. Boom. Alright, so at the end of the day, he's gonna be able to go into his Kentragina. Alright, so bring that dinosaur shorty out here. Alright, then the shorty is gonna activate, try to fusion summon into the Rex turn, but we got the dangerous Gabu. So we're gonna say no, not today. No T-Rex for you. Okay, then he's gonna activate this crap, getting himself the Supreme King Z Arc, but it's negated, so it's not much of a threat right now. Okay, so now the Flying Mare is going to put itself into the field, into the Spell and Trap Zone, resurrecting the Doom King. That's going to trigger the Sucker, and that's also going to trigger the Doom King. So I'm going to non-target banish the Kentragina, and I'm going to draw a card. Alright, and then here I think I was definitely low on the timer, so that's why I don't make any other plays, but I feel like I could definitely make other plays. I could have probably gone into the Fascinator and steal his monster and pretty much go for game. Alright, and then now with these two monsters, he's going to go into the Little Knight. Okay, and then with the Little Knight, he's going to try to banish, I believe, is my Void. And then the Duelist Room is going to try to send the Doom King to the graveyard, which is fine because it's going to come back. So I negate the Little Knight with the Doom King, preventing him from banishing Void. And then the Duelist Room is going to send the Doom King, but since Zombie World is on the field, it doesn't matter because it's going to come back to me. And he calls it quit. Alright. Okay, let's go into the other replay. Okay, in this replay, I think my opponent makes me go first because he's on Ancient gear, if I remember correctly. Alright, so, okay, we're gonna activate the Emergency Teleport. He's got the Ash Blossom, but luckily Emergency Teleport is in once per turn, so we can activate the second one. Okay, so we get the Z-Amin. Z-Amin is going to search for nothing because he's got the Infinite of Permanence. Alright, and then here I normal summon the Ghost, but I don't activate its effect because I don't want to get rid of the Domination. So instead, I just go straight into the Immortal Dragon. Okay, then with the Immortal Dragon, I'm going to send the Sleeper. Sleeper is going to get me my Ghost Fusion. And this time, because the Immortal Dragon is the only zombie monster that I have on the field, so I have to use it as material for the Duke. Alright, and then now the Chang-Chi is going to banish the Z-Amin because since Zombie World is on the field, everything is considered to be a zombie. Alright, and then now with these two monsters, we're going to go into the Beatrice. So this way, I'm trying to showcase, like, even though I have the FIENDSMITH engine, and the FIENDSMITH engine is known to kind of go either into the Beatrice or the Wave King Caesar, but I've been able to make Beatrice consistently without the FIENDSMITH engine, so this is why I feel like if there's an engine that I might cut, it might be the FIENDSMITH engine. But anyway, so here, like, heart of the cards, bro. We bring back the Ash Blossom when we draw a card and we end up drawing into Void. That's like a heart of the cards moment because we have Zombie World on the field, we have Sucker on the field, and we also have the Ghost in the graveyard. So I can definitely break his board now with the Void. Alright, then he's going to activate his Ancient Gear Advance. I'm definitely going to negate and pop that because if I remember correctly, that's going to allow him to search for like the card that makes his monsters like untargetable or unaffected and stuff like that. Okay, so now I activate the Ghost so I can normal summon the Void. That's going to trigger the Doom King, so I banish this bad boy. And then with the Void, I get rid of his other two Ancient Gear monsters. And we call it quits. Alright. So I feel like this deck is definitely great at breaking boards. So moving forward, I think I might go with that idea of like, I don't know, making a board breaking punk vampire deck. So I don't know if maybe like Super Poly, if I get rid of the FIENDSMITH, I don't know if Super Poly might be good. We'll see, we'll see. You guys can let me know, I don't know. But here we're gonna start with the Ghost, sending the Sorcerer, adding the Void, sending the Retainer. Retainer is going to special summon itself, searching for our Omni Negate. Okay, now we activate the Emergency Teleport. Here he's going to activate the Fuwalos. So the Fuwalos, Nibiru, and Maxi are definitely killers to the deck, because before we can make a Bar on the Floor, we might special summon more than 4 or 5 turns. I guess the best thing that we could probably do that's anti-Nib is the Psychic End Punisher. But those are the things like I have to consider while playing this deck. You know, that also Dimensional Shifter, also Retaliating Sea is very, very popular right now. Retaliating Sea can be a killer to this deck as well. Alright, so now we activate Ghost. We're going to break his board. Unfortunately, we got to get rid of our Sucker as well. And this Void board breaker stuff, I feel like is never gonna get old. I feel like that's always gonna be satisfying to me, man. Because I feel like the opponent is just not expecting that, since not everybody's familiar with vampires. And then also this is Yu-Gi-Oh, where like, I don't know, maybe 90% of the players never read cards. Especially when they're playing like meta decks. They feel like, I'm playing the best deck, I don't need to read shit. Alright, so our opponent's playing a Void Breaker of its own, but I didn't commit to any of my plays, so I still have my normal summon and I still have my Foxy Tune. So I activate the Foxy Tune, special summon the Z Amin, and he's gonna call it quits, cause yeah. But that's definitely one of the great things about the deck. It definitely gives vampires a little extra kick, cause now we no longer die to a simple Ash or a simple Imperm. We have now more extenders, which is something that I wish Konami would provide vampires with. If we can get like 1-card starters or extenders and stuff like that, that doesn't, you know, make us rely so much on normal summoning Vampire Ghost. But anyways, these 2 replays is now with the Azamina engine. So very quickly, let me show you this deck. So this deck, I'm running 3 familiars, 2 maxis, 2 vampire retainers, 2 Uni zombies, 3 Ash Blossoms, 2 Ghost Bell. This is another card that I'm experimenting with because of all the graveyard shenanigans that's going on right now with almost every single deck utilizing the graveyard. So I don't know, I feel like maybe Ghost Bell is a good card right now. Then we have the 3 Ghost, the 1 Mizuki, the 1 Vampire Sorcerer, the 1 Banshee. Okay, then we have the 2 Diabell Star, the Doom King, the Void, the 1-for-1, the Triple Tactus Talent, the Hallowed Azamina, the Zombie World, the 2 Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Then we have 3 Super Polys, the 2 Called by the Graves, 3 Forbidden Droplets, the 1 Wanted Seeker, and the Vampire Domination. And like I was talking about in the previous replays about this deck kind of being good at breaking boards, so that's why I kind of have the 3 Super Polys and the 3 Forbidden Droplets in this build. And another great thing about this deck that might be a little better than the Punk one is that you are pretty much able to go into the Bar on the Floor and the Silver before you commit to like 4 or 5 summons, so it can kind of be good against Nibiru and stuff like that. You can kind of set up an Omni Negate before you can make any other crazy plays. But anyway, so for the extra deck, we got the 1 Garura, the 1 Duke of Demise, the Silva, the Murcielago, this is how you pronounce bat in Spanish, Murcielago. Then we have the Nether Soul Dragon, we got the Immortal Dragon, we got the Skeletal Dragon Felgrand. This card can be also quite good because when it's special summoned, you can target a monster in your opponent that your opponent controls or in the graveyard and you can banish it. Then we got the Bar on the Floor, the Sheridan, the Zombie Vampire, the Link Karibo, the Sucker, the Little Knight, the Flying Mary, and the Fascinator. Alright, so let's check these two replays very quickly, just so you guys can kind of see what I'm trying to do with vampires and zombies in general. Can these, you know, new engines, can they work well with zombies and vampires? Can we get that extra kick or not? Or am I just super copium? Alright, so we're going to start with the Uni Zombie. We're going to send the Banshee. Then we're going to get our Diabell Star. Then with the Diabell Star, we're going to send the Retainer and special summon itself. Okay, then that's going to search for our Deception. Okay, then with the Deception, we're going to get rid of the Diabell Star so that we can search for our Hallowed Azamina. Okay, then with the Hallowed Azamina, we're going to go into the Murcielago. Alright, and then now Uni Zombie is a level 4 tuner. This is a level 6, so we can go into Baron the Floor. But first, we're going to search for our other Sinful Deception. Okay, and then I'm also going to activate the Wanted so that I can draw a card. Okay, and we draw into Ghost Belt. Okay, so now we go into Baron the Floor. Okay, then we pull back the Murcielago, adding the Azamina. And then now we can fusion summon one more time. And then now we can go into the Silver. And just like that, now we have two Omni Negates. We got the Max C, and we got a Board Breaker. Alright, so right off the top, we're going to hit him with the Max C. Okay, he's going to activate Foolish Burial Goods, sending the Rainbow Bridge. Okay, then the Rainbow Bridge is going to search him a field spell. So he gets the Crystal Beast Rainbow, and he gets the Walls of the Imperial Tomb. So he's playing the Horus engine. Okay, then the Horus is going to search for the Happy. Okay, so now he's going to activate the Magician Souls. Special summon the Magician Souls. I'm going to activate Banshee now, and I'm going to make everything zombies. Okay, that's going to trigger the Imseti. I'm definitely going to negate that with the Silver because he's going to go +2. And then that's going to have to force him to special summon, giving me more draws. And then now here, I'm going to activate Super Poly to get rid of his two Horus monsters. Okay, so we go into the Dragon Necro Nether Soul. Okay, then he's going to get rid of his monsters, his field spell and his other spell so that he can draw cards, but we got the Ash Blossom. Alright, so that more or less kind of gives you an idea what you can do with the Azamina engine. So let's check another replay with the Azamina engine. Okay, so here we normal summon the Ghost, send the Sorcerer, and we're gonna get hit with the Ash Blossom. Hello, our friend. Okay, but luckily we have the Extender, so we're gonna send the Bloom to the graveyard, special summoning the Diabell Star. And then if you decide to run Bloom, remember that Bloom, once you activate Bloom, now you're locked into zombies only. So while we're able to search for our Deception, unfortunately, we're not able to go into the Silver or the Murcielago because we're locked into zombies only. Alright, but I still tribute the Diabell Star to get the Hallowed Azamina for follow-up. Okay, so we're playing against heroes. He's going to send the Plasma to special summon the Varus. I'm going to negate and destroy that. Alright, and then now he just sets 2 and pass, so we were able to stop it with just like that. Alright, so now I can activate the Hallowed Azamina, getting our Murcielago. Okay, and then the Murcielago once again is going to recycle or pretty much search for the Deception. Oh no, sorry, this time we're going to go for the Wanted. Okay, then we normal summon the Uni Zombie, sending the Banshee, and once again, level 6, level 4, Baron the Floor. Alright, then he's going to call by the grave the Banshee, but the Banshee has a quick effect, so now we can banish our Banshee to get the zombie world. And then I don't know if this was intentional, he thought maybe he can finger the Banshee, or I don't know. But the Banshee is already in the banish pile, so we can definitely dodge that finger. Okay, so now we activate the wanted. We're going to search for the Diabell Star. Alright, and then we're going to activate the wanted to search a card, to draw a card, so that we can use whatever we draw to pitch to the graveyard, so that we can normal summon, well, special summon the Diabell Star. Alright, and then now we're going to send the ghost to the graveyard, special summon the familiar, search for our retainer. Okay, and then now with these two monsters, we're going to go into our sucker. Okay, and then we're going to activate the sorcerer. And guys, I don't know if you guys remember from my previous videos, but remember, when you activate sorcerer, the game is going to ask you if you want to chain the ghost. If we have ghost in the graveyard, remember, always hit no, do not chain ghost. You always want to activate ghost manually, because otherwise it's going to override the sorcerer effect, and you're not going to be able to normal summon void without paying tribute. So remember, activate everything manually. Okay, so now we activate ghost manually, so now we can normal summon our void without having to pay tribute. And we're going to steal 2 of his monsters. Okay, and then that's going to allow us to draw a card, and with these 2 monsters we're going to go into our zombie vampire. Alright, and then now we have more than enough for lethal, so I don't even mill. And that's all she wrote. Alright, so that's going to be it for me, guys. So I just really wanted to show you what I've been cooking, or what I've been trying to do using these engines, just trying to make vampires a little more fun and try to give it a little more competitive. I know at the end of the day it's still a pretty kind of bad deck, you know, because it's so far behind from where Konami has put Masterduel, well, Yu-Gi-Oh in general, you know, with all of these damn 1-card starters, with all of these decks, you know, that have so much gas, so much extension, just so much shenanigans, that right now if your deck doesn't have a way to extend, you know, then it's gonna have a tough time competing. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring vampires up to date using whatever means necessary. So let me know what you guys think. Which engine do you feel like, I don't know, it's more pleasing, more appealing? Which engine would you like to see a more extended video on, whether the P.U.N.K engine or the Azamina engine? And I'll try to create another video. I don't know how soon I can do that, but I'll try my best. And yeah, so thank you very much, guys. I know it's been a minute since I dropped a video, but thank you all so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. And you guys, some of you guys always ask me about my family and my son, you know. So just a quick update. My son is 1 year old right now. Time flies. He's already 1 in like about 3 months, and he's doing great. He's growing. He's happy. I'm happy. My wife is really great. She's a little sick right now, but she's pulling through. But yeah, thank you all so much, and I wish you guys all the best. I hope that this year has been a very blessed and fruitful year for you guys. May you guys get closer to your dreams and your aspirations, and that everything is going well for you as well. Nothing but love and nothing but positive energy for you guys as well. So thank you all so much immensely. I greatly appreciate it. And keep on me games. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you all so much. Peace out.